Hello, this is Kylie Hall. It is April 26, 2018, and my password is popcorn. This is my audience. Hello, and my bears. Right, and we will get started. So, teaching. It is a job that is vital to this country. We all had to go to school one way or another, and all kids today have to go to school in order to make it somewhere in the world. So if this is such an important job, then why are there no resources or funding for it? Teachers in Arizona have had enough of the unfair pay and the lack of state support. This is the reasoning behind the movement that they have joined called Red for Ed. Thousands of teachers have joined and are looking for some sort of change to see in this system. Most recently, the whole state of Arizona has decided to fight for the change in the way that education is funded. I'm going to talk about why this is happening, what the purpose is, and what we can do to help out. So, you may be wondering, why is this whole movement happening and what does everyone want out of it? Well, the reason for all this commotion is because they want to see change in the education system in Arizona. Arizona currently ranks as the 48th state when it comes to education in grades K through 12. And Arizona ranks 51st among all the states to teach in. So essentially it's the worst one to teach in for many reasons. According to KTAR.com news, the average salary in Arizona is $42,474, which is $13,000 under the national average of $55,800. And sadly, a lot of teachers in Arizona don't even make that minimum that they gave for the average. This is a huge pay difference, and when thinking about how much more these teachers can make in another state, it's no wonder a lot of them leave. Some other reasons that Arizona is the 51st for teachers are high turnover rates, high student-to-teacher ratios, and having the lowest public school funding per student. Arizona ranks in the bottom 5 in all of these categories, according to Bernardo from Wallet Hub did. Teachers in Arizona are upset and tired of being unfairly treated, and this is why they have decided to do a statewide walkout. What's the purpose of this walkout, you could be asking yourself. This wasn't just a quick decision that the teachers made. They have been asking for change for the past couple of months, but have been rewarded with nothing. In a vote that included more than 57,000 teachers, 78% voted in favor of walking out on April 26th. The reason the governor, Doug Ducey, is not happy about this is because the teachers do not plan on going back to work until the bill is passed. These demands that they want in this bill, according to Kano from AZ Central, are a 20% teacher raise, competitive pay for their support staff, such as janitors and office people, restoring the state education funding back to the 2008 levels, creating permanent salary structures that include annual raises, and no new tax cuts until the per pupil funding reaches the national average. Garcia from the Daily Wildcat explains that Arizona has 34 students per teacher, when the national average is 25. Thinking of having to teach and keep track of 34 students seems impossible, but sadly it's something that these teachers have become used to, and it's not a shock to them anymore. You may be thinking, how can they do this? How can they leave their kids with no teachers and do this to their parents? I want you to think of how this is not helping your kids or kids you know. Teachers are not just fighting for themselves, but also for the future of Arizona's education system. They see how the student to the teacher ratio does not help the kids learn. See how the lack of supplies affects the kids. And they also understand that they need to do this in order to make a change happen. And if you do not know kids, then think about what it was like for you in school. Maybe the fact that you didn't have a permanent teacher because there was a shortage on hiring them. Or maybe you remember there not being enough books for everyone in the class. Or maybe even not even enough desks. Somewhere or another, you know what needs to change and that we need support from teachers. And we need to support them in their efforts to change the future for our kids and to keep Arizona's integrity when it comes to education. Governor Ducey has promised teachers a 20% raise by 2020. This promise has not been satisfied yet. They have not passed anything. And the teachers, this isn't exactly what they want. McCrory from the Cronkite News explains that although the wage increase meets what they want, his promise falls short on the fact that they need funding for supplies in schools and making sure that all the areas of schools, such as janitors and office workers, are also seeing that wage increase. Another reason teachers are upset is because the governor had planned on taking the extra money from other areas of education in the state, which is not what the teachers want. They want to improve education, not bring other areas of it down. Now that we understand what the teachers want and what they are going to do in order to have change, we should talk about what we need to do as a community to make sure our education system gets back up and running. As a community member or a parent or someone in the education system, we all need to stand up and make sure the governor understands that this isn't just the teachers, but also the communities that want to change. Just think of all the good this could do. The schools can get better school supplies and better programs throughout the state in order to make us not the 48th state in education anymore. If we do not support this movement, not only will our teachers suffer, but our overall education system will never get better and our children will suffer from this. Finally, teachers need to know that they will be supported and the change will actually come their way with all the efforts put in, not only by them, but also by our community and our district offices. We all need to come together as a state and make sure that there is a change so that we can move on and start to improve our education system. So I challenge you to go out and buy a red shirt, get a red shirt that they have selling, Red for Ed, or go to a local school and try to join them so that the state can see that this is a serious issue that needs to be dealt with. In the end, we need to focus on what's important, on why they're doing this, what the purpose is, and how we can help out. So make sure that you understand what you can do as a community member and that the teachers are only fighting to better our state and better our community.